All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of It's On Us podcast. All right, it's here with the gang. It's me, Osh, to my far right.
There we go.
Left. We got Clifton.
What's up, everybody?
We got John.
What's up?
Gabe.
Yo.
And we got my co-host for our show that's coming out, Kylan. Say what's up.
On, y'all?
Yeah, and
so the family's growing even bigger.
Even more now.
Yep.
So
we introducing a new family member.
All-female cast on. Now we got another set going on.
There we go. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just trying to expand what we're doing, and we kind of brought you on. You guys to talk about what you guys want to do and kind of your background and what brought you here and all that. So I seen a little bit. I looked your name up because I was like, I don't know who you are. I was like trying to figure it out. So you went to Oberlin, yeah,
and then you were in the combine, in the NFL combine in 2014,
2012. My sophomore year, I got invited to the Nike combine out in Massillon.
Nice.
So with some real big names, Nick Chubb. I think Denzel Ward was there too for corners. And a couple other players for receivers that's in the league right now that I was in there with. So nice. Some real good comp.
Yeah. How was that? How was that experience?
Honestly, really exciting though. Competing at a really high level, really exciting. Really eye-opening in terms of talent in Ohio and just all around. But really eye-opening in that. And then just seeing the difference between, I guess, hometown good or county good and country good is a really big difference.
Absolutely.
So actually seeing that is actually impressive as well.
Yeah, I think on ESPN they have like your stats, like they had your 40, and I think like the 40, I think it was like a 4.6 or something. The best there at that combine was like 4.4.
Yeah,
it was like, so you were like,
yeah,
you were in the upper echelon of that of the 40. So
yep.
I mean, I guess he's kind of fast.
But can you expand a little bit on the country-wide talent? Like, what really caught your eyes? Like seeing a guy from like another part of the country perform. Like, what made you go like, wow? Like I ain't never seen something like that before.
A lot of guys from the South were much more, say, bigger muscular wise. Like they look like grown men at age, you know what I mean, 14, 13, 15, 16, 17. Well, I'm saying not 17, but like 16 to like 14, they look like grown men. Like to me, Nick Chubb looks almost very the same as he does now then, but minus like the facial hair. He doesn't even have a lot of facial hair now, but like he literally looks exactly the same as him build wise and everything like that.
That's intimidating.
Can you imagine like 15-year-old Nick Chubb is pulling up like that?
That's the crazy part. Like I said, that county talent, you know what I mean? And then you get into your group and then you look around and you see these guys and you're like, oh my gosh. You get to knowing the names and whatnot, and then later on you see them on TV, and now actually see him actually playing for the home state and the Browns and whatnot. It's actually like crazy.
Right. Like, man, they've been bailing hay and eating horse steroids.
So how did you? Did you send out like your highlight tape to get invited, or did somebody contact you?
So my sophomore year, I had like a really breakout season, and then
in high school or college?
In high school.
Okay.
So at the end of the year, I got it was like a nice. I still got it. I'll kind of take a picture of it and then kind of send it to you guys so we can put it on the podcast. As they send you the Nike, like the combine, people send you like this big box, and in the box will have like your jersey, like the number on the back, your last name, your like spandex shorts, your invite, your bracelet, your like lanyard thing to actually get into the facility, and then like a whole bunch of like just socks, Gatorade stuff, and then like a big pamphlet of like basically what you're gonna be doing.
Oh, sweet, a Nike kit.
Yeah, it was actually crazy when it showed. I was like, man, what is this? And I opened it up. I was like, oh, this is official.
I was telling John before. I forget what year it was, but you did kickoffs too.
Yeah.
So we were at Clearview, and you took the kickoff, and I don't know who tried to tackle you, but they grabbed the air, they tackled the air, they fell to the ground, and they tackled the ground. And it was the most cleanest.
He slipped him.
Just
crazy.
The cleanest move I ever seen in high school. Just from here to there. Like I watched it all happen. Like, boom, and it's like he just grabbed the. I think it was Drew. I think you shook Drew. Like, so crazy, dog. I was like, what the fuck did I just see? I'm like, is he really like that? Bugs really like that? Yeah, like fuck. But that was exciting times, man. Going back to
it was actually sweet.
You know what I'm saying? Playing back in the day like that, shit's so cool.
It was so cool because after the game, Drew actually ran up to me and just like hugged me. He was like, "Bro, you just broke me on film." I was like, "Bro, I didn't even know."
Yeah, bro, broke him down. I was like,
you know the highlight films, they like circle the play before it happens. Like, damn.
It was literally just me and him. I remember it so vividly too because we get talked
off,
about a lot.
Just one-on-one, dog.
It was literally just me and him and just the sideline. And it, like honestly, if I didn't, he was definitely gonna lay me down for sure.
Yeah, no, he got
those last minute moves he missed, and it was all she wrote from there.
Well, I know what didn't make his highlight reel tape.
You know what's crazy now, Drew? He's training to be an MMA fighter.
I seen
really?
that though.
Oh,
yeah, that's pretty awesome too. Like
he had a really bad car accident. He almost died.
Oh my!
Yeah, he had a really bad car accident, man.
What weight class is he going to train in? Or is training in?
If I had to guess, I'm not 100% sure. I would say Drew would maybe be middle or welter.
Okay.
Like maybe like the 180 or maybe light heavy, like he probably 185ish.
Yes, that sounds about right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I know he's not walking around like 200
no,
heavy.
200 is a different, yeah. 200.
He's not that tall to be
yeah.
going like that. So I'll say maybe like middle or maybe light heavyweight.
Okay. Well, good luck, Drew.
Well, do you have any other memories from high school? You didn't hoop, did you?
Yeah, but I mean, like hooping I cared about, but not too much. It was just like for the cardio.
Right.
Honestly, yeah, but no. Like, the Clearview game was really fun though. Playing against Jarrell, Lance,
Roger.
Roger was really good, man.
Dude.
He was a really good quarterback, bro.
What year did you graduate?
2013.
13.
Yeah.
I wonder, did you ever face the Titans when Sherman Saunders was the running back?
Yeah, so they're in a different division, but so when I went to Lorraine High my freshman year, which was I think 2009 or something like that.
Okay.
But Sherman's a year or two, maybe even 3.
Does he graduate 2013?
I want to say so. That's my younger brother.
Sherman graduated 2013? I didn't even know that.
I think Sherman graduated.
Yeah, he's like 15.
Sherman's younger than me.
Yeah, he is younger than you.
He graduated with like Eddie, I think.
Yeah.
Because I'm 30. He's 26 right now, so he would have graduated.
He'd rather you graduated my year.
2015.
15.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, he graduated with Eddie and them. But I did a lot of work with Eddie, a lot of work with Sherman, a lot of work with a lot of guys from Lorraine, just from back then in the day when we used to go to Whittier and stuff like that. Then we used to just like low-key all kind of train together. So like when it comes to all those Samarian Fish, Rashad, everybody that, we used to get it in, man.
That's little big bro.
Yeah, we used to get it in.
So Kai, if you don't mind talking about it, like speak on the level of confidence you have to like play at the next level, or even to make it out of like Lorraine in a sense. Like, I know I want to play this sport. What's the mentality I have to get there?
I think my biggest eye-opening experience when it comes to that was like actually you have to really love it. And a lot of people like watch TV and see highlights and stuff like that and have an idea of like that's what I want to do. But the behind the scenes work when it comes to college and when it comes to actually keeping your body healthy, it's more than a full-time job. And then it's also a mental game as well, because you're not actually it's not about just your physical attributes anymore when you get to the next level. It's about the mental aspect of the game as well. And then it's also about learning your body and being able to take care of your body. So that was literally the biggest eye-opening for me. And then also just having the competitive edge of when you're at the next level, your spot's never guaranteed. You know what I mean? You could be balling, going crazy this year, but you know what I mean, coaches are always still looking for talent. They're always looking to improve the team, so you always got to stay as sharp as possible in the moment. And I shouldn't say the moment, but like, you know what I mean, the days that you really don't feel like it, and the days that, you know what I mean, you're sore and you're tired of waking up at 5 a.m. and 4 a.m. you just have to have a different purpose and a different mindset, and just kind of have that dog in you, man, honestly, of not kind of wanting to go back or not wanting to fail. You know what I mean? And that's what kind of like always kept me pushing and kept me moving, is not wanting to fail. You know what I mean? So it just builds confidence and it builds character. And then over the time, it'll change you into like a much better person.
Right.
And I think that goes to like what you said, you're the best in your city, but not the best in the state or in the states. You know what I mean? So you understand, like you could be the top dog in where you're from, and people get lazy, and that's all they settle for, is being the best in where we're from. And then you, like you said, you go to the combine, you see national talent, and it's like, all right, well, I can't just settle for the best in my city anymore, and I got to be the best in the state, the best in region and all that shit. So
it's a whole different level, man. Like it's like, and the thing of it is, a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot, some people get into it and actually thrive because it's competition, and some people play better around competition. You know what I mean? It brings out the best of them. And then a lot of people get around competition and they shy up. It's
freeze up.
Yeah, it's eye opening. It's nervous. It's, you know what I mean? You feel replaced. It's a lot of things. You know what I mean? I've seen guys come from Florida, Alabama, California, crazy size, crazy speed, crazy talent, but when they just get to that next level, they just don't have that mental capacity to be able to continue and just be consistent. And over time, they just break down and they just don't make it. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. No. So like, yeah, so confidence is one thing. Staying disciplined is like, I think the next biggest, like, just overall, because it carries in like your everyday work ethic.
I agree on that 100%.
Who you are as a person. Like, if you can't have a set routine, I think now, like, because I wake up at 4 a.m., as you guys know. So, like, having that routine in your chamber is, like, life-changing because, like, you're ahead of the competition. Hours ahead of the competition. So, it's like, are you snoozing? You're drunk? Whatever the case is, like, I'm up. Competitive. I'm eating. Like, I'm trying to get to that next higher space wherever it takes me. Like, and I don't think enough people don't have that mindset. So, like, how can we help them adopt that mentality, you think?
You gotta start small.
Several ways, yeah. I think the first thing is you gotta change. I shouldn't say their perspective, but you gotta kind of aid them and help them understand that it's a journey and it's a process, and it's okay to fail as long as you continue going forward. Though, like, fail forward. Like, it's never gonna happen overnight. It's never gonna happen when you want it to. Don't pay attention to the end game as much as the process. And then during the process, I'm getting big on this now too during my process, is record your progress. You know what I mean? And when you record your progress over time, even from times where you're not feeling like you're making progress or you're there as fast enough, you can look back weeks, months, you know what I mean? Even possibly years ago from where you were, and just see from the mindset of what you used to think and how you used to write and how you used to operate from your morning routine to late at night from your job, just how you feeling, or just something that you just did inspiring that day or helping somebody. You just see, like, the progress that you made, and, like, that naturally to me turns you into a better person and keeps you going. So that's, like, one of the big reasons for me. And another thing, I'm huge on the gym. Like, that's your biggest.
We talk about that every day.
To me, that's your biggest, like, your biggest sharpening tool, because it's you versus you. And I think when a lot of men and women start understanding that you're not in any type of competition with anybody else, it's you versus yourself, and you're just trying to become the best version of yourself, then the perspective will change in terms to move into that mentality is more.
And just, like, for the people that don't like to physically read books, like, audio books are good just to, like, help you gain perspective on, like, man, there's a wall in front of me. How do I punch through the wall? And there's, like, short, simple motivational quotes and things you can do to, like, get past that level. But, you know, we're just trying to, like, shift the culture of, like, people thinking in Lorraine, because we do have a lot of prime athletes that come from here, but they don't make it past.
Yeah, we do.
Central Park, or they're just, like, hometown heroes. And I'm like, you can be international, statewide, like, what's keeping you? But then we look at, like, the conditions of who you're around, what you keep feeding yourself on social media every day. It's like little stuff like that trickles and, like, carries you or holds you back, kind of, like, keeps you kind of, like, comfortable.
Yeah.
In a way, that kind of sounds like the John Morant situation. Like, the whole, like, he's around his old people and he's still kind of in that way.
That click.
Yeah. But he got to that next level. So now he's there and he's in jeopardy of, like, his shoe deals and all. I'm sure his, like, contracts and salary. You know,
I'm almost convinced that, like, people that young get that much money and they become blind to, like, why you got there in the first place,
or how you got
there in the first place. It's like,
because it's hard to tell the breadwinner what to do. It's like, yo, bro, like, you know, I know I'm kind of riding your coattail, but I think we should be doing this. Like, no, you ruining the fun. That's not what I want to do. If you don't want to do what I want to do, then you can hit the road. And it's like you said, it's kind of hard, because I feel like everybody that young still needs a mentor. you know, as a mental coach, because I don't care how many physical coaches you have in your life. If you don't have a mentor or a mental coach in your life to just kind of guide you or like, you know, put you back on the right track, then anything can happen.
Yeah, because he's like a kid. He's like 23, ain't he?
23 years
and,
old.
You know, son's kind of bad, but his dad kind of gives me that feel too. He acts that way.
Yeah, because
like
you got to
his son
figure
got money, so now he's starting to act a little bit different.
he went from dad to homeboy.
You know
That's
what I'm
the problem.
saying?
He
Yeah,
didn't do
and
that.
you know, and that's what I was gonna say. The mentor part of it. I think they lost that edge of, you know what I mean?
You went from
sit down and you need to do the right thing, and now we going out and kicking it, and not even worrying about what tomorrow is actually gonna bring us.
Right, you went from telling your son, yo, while you in here playing video games, the world is out there competing against you, which got him going, to now you talking about I look like Usher and where we going tonight.
Right.
Like, that's a big difference. That's a big difference.
That's a huge switch. So like, yeah, just, and again, like even around here, how many mentors do we actually have?
I was gonna say, have you guys had mentors in your life?
I actually do now. I got mine from literally college, because when I went to college, I still had that young mindset and young mindset, not really trying to be responsible, not understanding
What
like
life
the
really
full
is.
that, and there's the full-time commitment of like being a college athlete. Like it's really hard to go from, like I said, being here, being really good, and then going there, and then your expectations are so high. Like it's honestly it's life-changing, honestly.
Where did you go to Heidelberg?
Yeah.
Okay. When I looked you up this morning, I was like,
Yeah. So and then it's just like
You Googled them?
yeah, I did. That's right.
And then it's like just going from, you know what I mean, just not working out to not even eating right to not caring about any of that to like your whole first 3 months of your life is planned and you have to follow that schedule. You know what I mean? That was like like I said, like the biggest difference. But I feel like a lot of people around here can be mentors and stuff like that. That's just us. Even you guys can be mentors and everything like that. But the biggest thing that helped me when it comes from my mentor is being able to actually connect to the person, and not seem and not seem like you're just a coach, like just telling them what to do.
Yeah,
and whatnot.
control. Yeah,
exactly.
See, I was a big brother and the big brothers big sisters for like 3 months, and it was I told them I was like I would like to like mentor like a young adult, like a high school, like whomever, and they gave me like a 7-year-old kid, and it was like almost like I was babysitting. I was like, I can't. He
The
doesn't.
connection's not really
He
there.
doesn't even
yeah.
understand. He keeps asking me for things. It's like not even like he was asking me for like physical thing. He wasn't asking for like advice or help. It was just like, buy me this. I'm like,
Right, you're trying to dish wisdom versus trying to like, you know,
your
fill
dad.
in where other places.
literally, yeah. I'm trying to like I was trying to have him like be respectful and stuff, like to like ask questions and please and thank yous and like trying to like do that. Like, but as far as like the other things, I was like, well, so I contacted and I was like, I'll just at a later date I'm gonna do this. This was actually me at like I think I did it in 2015, so I was or 2014, so I was out of high school. I was like 21, 22. Right. So now I'm turning 30 in a month. So I think now I told them I was like when I get more established, and I think that's probably now. Because I haven't had a mentor growing up. It was like my dad was around, but he was working all day long.
So you kind of had to look outside to see like certain examples in the neighborhood or like teachers or coaches. Like I kind of like how you live your life in a sense, but like not all the way. Like I'll take a little bit from you, a little bit from him, and kind of build it to my own type of like lifestyle.
Yeah.
So.
That's definitely me growing up. That's how I would do it. Like I would look at my grandpa, you know what I mean? Just see like he did all those years at the steel mill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just being able to provide for the family and all that shit. Like that helped me understand like a good work ethic. But now I'm getting older. Like I text these two. Like these two are probably my mentors right now. Like I'll say some shit in a group and I text them directly. I'm like, man, should I said this differently? Should I have worded this differently? Did I come off a little bit too aggressive? Or, you know what I mean? Just to understand if I'm not doing it right or wrong, but just to get a different perspective. And just to hear, I'm like, all right, you are right, but what can you do to make it not happen again? Or, you know what I mean?
But you need people around you that's like, are fine with giving you uncomfortable truths. And not a lot of yes men around you. Like, and that's Josh's situation. Like he has too many yes people around you, so it's like I'm the breadwinner. I say what goes, but like at the same time, bro, like you're making a lot of wrong decisions.
I feel like the Josh situation is an example of a mentality, but there's like several different mentalities, such as like a Kobe mentality is I want to win a championship, and there's nothing that's going to get in my way, and I'm going to do whatever sacrifices it takes. And that level of commitment is a different level of excellence compared to job, which is still excellent, but it's more of a, I didn't have the light that a lot of these guys had, but I was always better than them, so I'm going to prove myself. And then once you get to a certain level of proving yourself, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to say that's it, but it's like he's always going to have that confidence and that dog in him. But that dog compared to Kobe's dog, it's a completely different bracket.
Different breed.
Even Ja's influence, like, sir, like you got little kids that are 4 years old grittying at basketball games, like because of you. This is all influence based. So like they see you doing stuff in the clubs now. They think that's okay.
I mean, but he has to be the biggest example to his daughter, though.
Facts.
Like, just to take it back to that, like, regardless of any other kid, not to say, like, he's not providing an example for them, but, like, what is your daughter going to say? Like, Dad, why are all these people saying these bad things about you? I know that probably hurt. Like, you don't want to, like, hear your daughter say that about you. I think he's going to straighten up.
I feel like he just needs this might be the situation, just like an eye-opener, because the eye-opener hits everybody at once, you know what I mean? So he might need a maturing moment, just being in that glorified time from college to now. He never really had to be mature, like as in terms of own up to being a man and own up to this is my, how would I want to say it, this is my, I don't say viewpoint, but like I have the power, I have a lot of influence that I can do for the good or for the bad, you know what I mean? So hopefully the situation changes him more and then turns him more into a perspective of humbling as well, because he definitely needs to be humbled.
I think he kind of needs this to happen though, because this is now conflict that you have to get past. So like, throughout your whole career, you're going to face adversity, and this is just one small adversity he has to get over. But you keep doing it over and over again, it's going to be like, all right, they got to remove you from the league now. Now you over playing with Dwight and wherever he's playing.
Shanghai
averaging
75 points,
which is crazy to me. But yeah, like, we don't want that to happen to him.
It's an example of showing you like it doesn't matter the highest level of success in terms of athletic. You have to develop your mind. Like that has to evolve past your physical attributes.
That and you're just never bigger than the brand.
Exactly.
The brand will always be bigger than you and move on without you.
And kind of like what you were saying, like I feel like in high school, we're all more free as an athlete to do. You can train, you don't have to train, you know what I mean? And then you go to college, and then you're like you said, a full-time job. And then you get back to the league, and you're kind of like obviously it's a job, but you're more back to being more of a freer person, you know what I mean? Instead of being able to have your whole day dictated out for you. And I think that's what he kind of got back to, being carelessly free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. I mean, again, he's 23 years old. He has a bunch of money. Can we really say, like, we're surprised that he slipped up? I mean, shit, we were all broke in 23 and made mistakes, right? Yeah. So what is a 23-year-old with a bunch of money going to do?
With millions, just...
True.
So I forgive him.
Yeah, no. Again, I think Ja will come out on top. It's just even looking at, like, this younger people coming up, like, you're going to make mistakes, that's fine, but don't let those mistakes define who you are.
Exactly.
Do you think a little bit of this is getting blown out of proportion though?
Yeah,
probably.
Of course.
And I think we all here know why it's getting blown out of proportion, because there's other stories that are way bigger that get swept under the rug. So we'll just keep it at that.
Like Andrew Wiggins' situation.
Yes.
I mean, yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
But like mentally now, that's like hurting you, because I thought I could trust this person to my right, and it's like, you're doing this
shit, and you're left,
and it's like.
But I don't think the media's agenda right now is to make the battle of the sexes happen.
No,
we'll know when that happens, because you know our spouses become kind of like spicy.
Yeah. There's no lies being told right there, brother.
But so what's going on, guys? What I really haven't heard. He hasn't really divulged what you guys are doing, what you guys are planning. What's
the name of the show? But it's like the whole ideology of it. What's gonna like take me on a journey with it? Like
so basically, like how we kind of just framed our whole conversation going into this is like it's a mentality thing, right? And we're trying to instill in people like this is the mentality, or this is pieces of advice you can take with you. You can take it, maybe not, just to get to the next space in your life. Like it's worked for us. And I can't take you where I haven't gone. Like, you don't lead people somewhere you haven't gone or pursuing. So it's like, we're trying to be the example for people who want to get there.
So practice what you preach, then teach.
Yeah, like I'm real big on meditation. So like I speak on it heavy. I show people in my life like this is what's happening. I believe in like the power of like your words having value behind them, and like you can get to wherever you want to be. It's just like you have to actually believe it. Like we had this constant like our confidence is like through the roof. Like we're both him. I'm more him than him, but we go back and forth. But it's like that belief system is like, are you really him? Show me like in person that you're really him. So when we go hoop, it's like nobody on this court can stop me. And like having that delusional confidence takes you so far in life. Just anything you want to do.
Delusional confidence?
Yeah.
There's such thing.
Okay.
It's like
I like that.
The
I like
two road system. I always believe a lot of things go two ways. Delusionment can be bad or good. It's just all how you shape it.
Like the fact that like any NBA player steps on the court, I'm the best player on the court. You may not really be the best player on the court, but if I believe that I am, I am.
That's going to take
I'm telling you now, if I'm a part of that 325 family, because there's not a lot of people in that NBA family, I'm going to think I'm the best, because shit, that's a real
technically
group to
you
be
are the
part
best in the whole world. Like
that delusional confidence is a huge thing, just because like you have to be the first and the not the only person, but you're the main character in your life. So you have to believe it even when in situations where it looks impossible, or situations that, you know what I mean, it looks like it's still achievable. You have to always have that 100% guarantee that it can happen, and you believe in yourself to always push you to that next level. And another thing about like what we got going on is just like changing the way that people view education, not just from a standpoint of like schooling or anything, just education, just on simple things in life that can take a lot of the youth and a lot of the younger generation that's coming up off the streets or off bad situations or making bad choices, and actually start putting them in positions to make better life choices and just put their families in better situations. Because a lot of people think that there's 2 to 3 ways to actually make it out of the matrix, or make it out of a 9-to-5, or make it out of, you know what I mean, a situation that they feel like they're stuck in.
Right.
And they're not actually thinking outside the box, or they're not actually trying to gain that knowledge, but they don't have access, or they're not interested, I should say, in finding out those ways. And then they see, you know what I mean, a lot of people go off of what they see. So if they see it and it's replicated 1,000 times or whatnot, then they'll believe that that's the only way that they could do it. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, it's not really a good way. But just small things, small thinking, small research could change your life 2, 3, 4 years, and then you're creating generational wealth. You know what I mean? And just off of you might be picking up a book, or it might be you just networking, having a good conversation with somebody. So just like that's a big part of what we got kind of pushing as well, and just trying to shape, especially Lorain, and just, you know what I mean, Lorain County as well, but always coming from the hometown, and you know what I mean, seeing a lot of this talent around here. And it doesn't even have to be always through the sports world. That's also what I want to kind of change as well. Is like we can always have phenomenal athletes, but to me, what's better than a phenomenal athlete is a phenomenal teacher.
Facts.
You know what I mean? That's actually gonna teach young men around here and push them in the right direction to make more moms and dads proud, to try to change that way. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because as we know, there's a lot of like babies raising babies in our
around here,
and it's like nobody's that example of showing you, like, again, educating yourself, and not education to the sense where like you go to school. The whole basis of the word educate is to extract what's already inside of you and bring out your best potential. Because you're not, we all may be good at different things, but like what I'm good at, I need to like focus in on it, hone it, and then build consistency on it.
Because I agree with you guys. There's a lot of like talented people, not just physically, mentally, because, and I'm not going to say any names or anything, but like I'm going to just take the scammers. If you can dedicate that much time to research scamming and trusting that shit, and dedicate your shit and avoiding the law, you know what you could do if you really honed in on like passive income or just something that's healthy for you. But it's like, no, because going based off what you said, what you see, what you hear, and seeing it replicated, it's like it's fast money, it's here now, PPP. But it's like, bro, if you took that same dedication, attention span, and just flipped it for something better, I promise you your life will change. Like for instance, like my oldest right now, he talks about hackers a lot. Like, you know, it'd be kind of cool to be a hacker. I was like, yeah, it'd be kind of cool but dangerous. But I was like, let me flip it for you. Cybersecurity. Yeah. There's people who need people to fight against hackers, and they get paid a lot of money, and it's legal, and exactly. And
it's fucked up though. And most hackers get their job because they got caught. and then now they're like, all right, well, you hacked us, so we're gonna pay you for no one else to do this type shit. You know what I mean?
Don't do this shit again. But
yeah. Like, listen, how'd you do it? Now stop yourself from doing it, and now we're gonna pay you for doing that. So I mean, but fortunately, like that's a good gateway to understand like just like privacy fraud and just just computer little things like that. I mean, we're going to the world where it's all technology based. I mean, we asking AI for questions and shit like now. So it's like,
well, best believe me and ChatGPT have been talking for the past 3 days. I've been just
picking his brain. Well, kind of like reflecting on it.
We're picking each other's brain because while I'm feeding it, it's feeding me. You know what I mean? So it's a weird reciprocal exchange because I can't outsmart AI. I'm just being real with myself. You know what I mean? So, I'm trying to like give it as much as I can without revealing too much of myself, but I think that's kind of impossible because it's AI.
Right.
And it's here to help us though. I said this a while back. I'm like, this might be a crazy analogy, but I'm like, for people who are like just naturally like nature intellectual people, AI is like a BBL for people who don't like to go outside and experience their own type of like intelligence. Like you have to really like, if you can put down technology and just go out in the world and still function, you're a higher level of like thinking person. Like we go to the club or a bar or something, we'll sit down at a restaurant and like we'll see everybody just glued down to their phone. There's not a lot of like natural conversations without the device.
Eventually ChatGPT gonna talk people through a date. Like, what should I ask her next?
And that's so, I'm not gonna lie, bro, that's so sickening, bro, because it's like you're losing sense of humanity. Like the best thing we have on this planet is each other, and like the fact that the technology is like really killing the social norm of everybody in humans is like,
it's
sickening, bro.
Not even realizing like we have the best supercomputer in our skull. Like this is the most powerful thing on earth. You can ask any scientist, but we rely on something again that we can see. It replicates. It's faster, and we don't have to do the work ourselves.
Yeah,
that's really it. The convenience of not doing the work.
It's just easier. I mean, I get it. It's about working smarter, not harder. But still, you have to have some type of grind behind what you want to do.
But I will say I appreciated AI in this way because just like it's a BBL for people who aren't all the way there, it's a steroid for people who are all the way there.
Yeah,
it's very true. So, yeah.
What's the name, man? What's the name of the podcast? Is it a podcast? Is it a YouTube? Is it going to be visual? What's the?
Well, we're definitely doing like both audio and visual,
okay.
as you can see.
Okay.
I had a couple names just floating out there.
All right, so TBD, but
yeah, to be determined.
Yeah,
I don't want to just put one out there, but yeah,
it's coming. It's coming soon.
Like two that you know you're not gonna name it. Just to see where you're kind of going.
Did I not go to? Hold on, I gotta look at my phone.
You got it's in the text.
Because Jacob did that to me yesterday. Like I had a name for the show, then he threw out a few. I was like, damn, I kind of like those for real.
And the crazy part is, I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, give us a couple catchy names for a podcast about motivation, and it gave me like over 50 of them. I'm like, okay, well,
damn,
no shit.
So yeah, just give me a second.
Buzz. That's names.
So like one was like uncharted mindset. So you kind of like dive deep into like the mentality of people who per se like it's not normal to you. So it's like uncomfortable truth in a sense. Like we're trying to take you into deep waters to face your own fears about why you're not where you want to be.
Or just even realms of thoughts that you haven't even like thought about thinking about.
That you haven't crossed yet.
Yeah, new perspective.
That we've gained so far in this life. And we're still a quarter of the way into this life that we're supposed to live. So like we still have a great deal of wisdom to give to people that are younger than us, maybe older than us. But you got to be open and receptive to like what we want to tell you.
Just to paint a picture in a weird way, it's kind of like if you ever played a video game and you look at the map and it's gray and you guys are just coloring it in for them a little bit.
Yeah.
At a time.
GTA style. You know, you got to go there first and you know the land. Mm-hmm. You guys gonna have any guests on that are gonna have like some of your mentors or some people that you're gonna like that you want to pick their brain? Like, why do you think that way, or how do you not like in a bad way, but how do you operate and
what avenues do you think down?
So I'm definitely gonna have my mentor on there, which is my football coach, my college coach that currently works at Elyria High. So I'm gonna have him on there. Chase Ferris is gonna be on there. My boy Jason Moore, he's gonna be on here. just trying to pick some really good individuals that, you know what I mean, mentally, spiritually, and you know what I mean, definitely emotionally can understand and grasp and always give great content and information to the people that, you know what I mean, really need it. So trying to pick that kind of.
It's like each guest may leave like little like food trails for people to follow, but it's up to you to do your own research, and kind of how we have guests on our show where like we bring them on, we converse, try to see what they're about. We all just want to help each other.
Facts.
So that's just one name I'll give you. I'm gonna keep everything else hidden. Until,
you know what? We asked for a sample, and I can tell the steak is a filet mignon. I'm happy.
Yeah, it's been a work in progress too. It's just like, again, like us producing something, staying consistent in it, like believing that it's gonna happen. Like, again, we just recorded our 100th episode. A lot of people give up after the 3rd episode. So it's like, why are we still doing this?
Yeah,
we believe in it,
right? Because we ain't making no motherfucking money.
No,
I'll say that on camera. We ain't made a goddamn dime. Everything's been our own money.
Yeah,
but we will, and we gonna give back. It ain't just for us; it's for y'all.
Yeah, so that's just a little sample of what we want to do. But like, again, like we're gonna have primal guests, just people who can help all of us in a sense.
And to add on to that, we've put our own money into this, so we've invested in. We were sponsored.
We in the hole.
We were a sponsor last year at DJ Grind's event. You know, so it's not like we're just doing this. We're doing this for fun, but also we're doing this to inspire other people to do what they want to do. And we bring on a lot of guests, artists, entrepreneurs, and just trying to elevate their platform, but also just like talk on what they do. And so,
real quick, what is Ashley's occupation again?
I ain't saying it.
All I know is that
beautification artist.
Yes.
Dame Dash would be proud of us.
He's an inspiration himself
yes,
too.
He is.
Even his mentality of like, he gives no fuck about the word no. Like, he's going to get it by any means.
Yeah, and I love how he makes people uncomfortable with his ideas. Like, you know how he says he doesn't like calling anybody boss because that's like calling somebody daddy.
Your dad.
Yeah, and he's just like, no, that's a no.
And then once you hear it, you're like, damn, like, my boss, my dad. Like,
I said that to my oldest the other week.
No.
I was like, look, I have employers, but I do not have a boss. My boss is your mom and my mom, the two women who are important in my life, but I don't have a boss.
right.
I run my fucking self.
It's funny because I listened to that episode, and then like 3 months later, I became the boss of everybody else. I'm like, no, I'm not. I can be partners with the CEOs, but like, call y'all bosses? I don't know. People can come report to me. That's fine, but.
I mean, even at the place I used to work at, like they used to talk about it because one guy like Brown knows a lot. He was like, "You wait for Boss Daddy to come in," and I just used to look over and like it used to make me cringe. Like, why y'all guys calling him Boss Daddy? Like,
I'm about to call your work. I should be like, let me talk to Daddy.
And then my other phone going ring like, oh, okay, wait a second. Yeah.
Someone like, John, get the hell off my damn phone.
Calling me about that.
hell no.
But okay, so where we at on time? You think?
Probably about at least half hour.
Okay, well,
If not a little more.
we can kind of, if you want, get into our mental health.
Yeah, we can get ready to wrap it up. It's been
you want?
real.
Yeah. So, Kylan, each show we kind of like just go down the list, like how you feeling mentally, spiritually, financially, 1 through 10 on a sliding scale. So,
I'll start off.
There you go.
I'm at a 9.
All right, and I am not Cliff, but here I am. We had an technical issue with the recording. It stopped recording at the end, so we did not get the mental health check this week on air. So I'm going to kind of, number 1, go over that. Number 2, go over some messages. So first, Clifton was at a 9. He said that, or a 9.5, I can't remember. He said that he had a good St. Patrick's Day and that he had come up on some money, so that was good for him. I'm happy for him. I was at an 8.5. I kind of talked about the gym, how I felt like out of shape, and just kind of I had some work done to the house this past week, so I'm kind of feeling it a little. Definitely encouraged. I went to the gym yesterday, actually, to update you guys already. So Gabe was at a 9.5. He said he had no complaints. And Kylan and Osh both were at 9.5s too. They were kind of just happy with what they're doing, their journey. They're happy with the podcast that they're going to be starting up, and excited for that. So we're excited for it too. Osh mentioned about golf. He has a new stick. It's like a correction stick that he got in the mail. So he's going to start using that and try to help him out. Hey, I might need that too. But hey, get to it this summer, this spring. Just be active, guys. That's what I'm trying to do. So that was the mental health check. Basically, everybody's feeling good. Everybody's feeling right. Couple other things. Kylan and Osh, they're creating their own show, as we mentioned in the episode today. Be on the lookout. Social medias will definitely let you know about what's happening, some details, some more details on that as they come about. So I guess the only thing else I could say is, shout out to our sponsor, Creative Genius Brand. If you are interested in being a sponsor of the show, please reach out. We will definitely love to sit down with anybody that would love to spread their message on our platform. So that's probably about it. Let's go. Go Cavs. Shout out to actually, this mirror has been in my room for 2 years now, sitting in the closet. So finally put it up. Let's go Cavs. So shout out to the It's On Us podcast. Back at you for episode 102 soon.